Hi everybody, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. And I've got the chat flashing, okay. And what am I up to? We Share Abundance is a cloud nation. We are an expanding but emerging nation, and we've been around for about 5 years, putting in solid foundations to be here for many generations to come. We're expanding in many ways, but we're also now expanding our economy, and that will improve the liquidity and value of our currency, benefiting all our citizens because they all hold our currency because we give it to them free every month. Anybody can become a citizen. There's no fee, no obligation. You just come along, register, prove you're a real person, and that's it. We're also a non-separatist organisation, so it doesn't matter what you look like, where you come from, what your gender is. We're going to just look at you as a human being, part of one big family of humanity, all linked together, all individually unique, all having something unique to offer our community, all of equal value to our community. We have a little affirmation that we'll start with in a moment, and that'll come following our opening prayer, which is very short, and that is there to help us find true happiness in life. Not short-term pleasure, but everlasting joy, bliss within. Something that you can't buy, you can only get it through loving service to others. And the great thing about being loving service to others is that it attracts into your life everything else you want and need, whether it's relationships, money, travel, whatever. The more you go out expanding your love, sharing abundance, being of loving service, the more you'll find that everything else that you want and need in life will come to you. And that's what our little prayers are about. So we've got Lewis in from Portugal, and we've got Peter in, who's also, I think, from Portugal. He says he likes the shirt. Yeah, I do have shirts, but I just usually wear tank tops. And we got Bazina in from Edinburgh in Scotland, and Norman from Doncaster in England, Maureen from London in England, Werner from South Africa. And I think that's about it for what we've got in at the moment. But I'm sure more people will be joining us soon. But a lot of people watch the recordings because 7 p.m. London time isn't ideal for everyone. The advantage of being here live, of course, is that you can comment, you can put your questions in the comments, and you can let people know where you're from and generally converse and enjoy being a part of the community in the live event. If you're watching the replay, you might put a question in the comments, but it's unlikely that anybody, or unlikely that I'll see it, and so it won't get answered. But you can always use the support desk, and we'll do our best to answer you there. Right, what else have we got? Not a lot, so let's get started with that little prayer and the affirmation, and then I'll bring you up to date with what's been going on today. But I see we've got Bazina number 2 in from Slovenia. We have 2 Bazinas that are regular attenders to the live. One of them resident in Edinburgh in Scotland, and one in Slovenia. Okay, so let's have that little prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love bless each member, that they may find the joy of service, and through service attract true happiness and everything they want and need into their life. Amen. And our little affirmation: we're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world, with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world, as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind, and soul of thy world. Okay. Right, as I told you yesterday, I would be missing for most of the day today, and I was. But now everything is sorted, and I should be able to get some decent work done for the next, excuse me, the next week or so. We'll try and get everything working correctly and up to date. We're still having issues with the coding upgrades, not through Devyani, but through the server team, who I am a little bit disappointed in what they've been doing, but I've not been here to monitor it. I will be on to them tomorrow. And that is also delaying the testing of the Fun Miracles, because we can't link to the database in the test server until we get the coding all sorted out and everything set up. So it's delaying a lot of things. However, Vishal has been working on the ShareHub program, and I think by tomorrow we'll be ready to have a real good look at that, make sure it's all ready to go on Thursday. I think most of the things are now covered. He did find some discrepancies today while I wasn't here, and he's been working and he's fixed those anyway. So hopefully I'll be able to get with him tomorrow, and we'll be able to thrash out everything and make sure that it'll work as it should, basically. RAM has been working, and I noticed that we've got approval from, can't remember who it was now. I'm not sure whether it was Pinterest or TikTok. I think it was Pinterest, for the app to get into Pinterest. But he's working on Pinterest and TikTok at the moment. We are pretty close to getting that available for you. That will, of course, be for all Easy Team Builder members, and anybody in the Success Blueprint will and does, in fact, get access to the Easy Team Builder, whether they were in it or not. If you were already in it, you're going to get another year added on. If you weren't in it, you get a month free. And then when you've referred just one person, we're going to make that your annual subscription. I am going to make a couple of changes to the Success Blueprint. I'm going to make it easier for people. It won't make it easier to make a lot of money, but it'll make it easier to make a little bit of money, if you like. What we're going to do, I'll outline better when I put it all down in writing for the changes to be made. But basically, there's not a lot we can do with the 1250, but we're going to pay $1.40 per member on your second level. So if you get 9 people on your second level, you will be in profit anyway. That's in addition to the other benefits you get. We're not going to withhold all your benefits if you haven't referred 3 people. But we're going to scale them a little bit. So if you've got like 3927, and that can happen with spillover, but you've not referred anybody, we will pay you into Vibe, but at the pro level rather than the legend level. You will still need to refer 3 people to get in at the legend level, but there will be additional benefits as you introduce 1 and 2 people, and then 3 people will be pretty much the same as it is now. So it'll mean that people can get paid into Vibe much easier, but it won't be at the best level, but it'll be at a level where you can get started and get into things and be a part of the Vibe matrix. Those are the main things that I'll be changing. I do have my notes somewhere, but I haven't got them in front of me, and they would be a bit haphazard anyway. But once I have the full details there, those are the changes, the basic changes that will be made. Mo is still under the weather, and who else have we got? I think that covers it development-wise. Server team. That server team has been with me for 10 years probably, and the last couple of years the service has been going down rather than going up, and it'll be a pain to change because you've got to find alternatives, but I think we need to be looking elsewhere, and so that'll be something else for us to have a look at. Probably one of my best what's the word I'm looking for? Attributes is loyalty, and I am loyal to everybody, and to a fault of often, and but there comes a time when you have to do whatever it takes for the benefit of the majority, and I think it is a situation where perhaps I've allowed loyalty to that server team to go on for too long. But there we go. Without loyalty, I wouldn't be here now. I'd have packed it in 4.5 years ago when I realized things weren't working. But I had a loyalty, and I felt a responsibility to all the members, and it was never an option to do anything other than move forward and find a solution, and that's what we've done. What I have had time to do today, I don't know whether you've had a look at that program ICE, I can't remember what that stands for, but it's very similar in the way it's set up to our current ShareHope plan. In fact, it has a community-wide matrix, and then it has a separate team matrix in the same way that we do. The only difference is you join the community-wide first of all, and then you can sort of upgrade and be in the other matrix as well if you choose. And there's quite a little bit more to it. Now the guy behind it is a lovely guy, but I found it difficult to follow his videos and really get down to what it's all about. But he's very genuine, and and it is there to help people, and he's got a track record of helping people. And so I did get a transcription of those videos today, and I've taken out most of the things and left the meat in there, and I'll be making that available tomorrow, so that you'll be able to have a clearer idea of the plan. I think it's a good plan. He's basically got 4 levels. There's a free level where you can earn commissions by introducing people, and if they upgrade, you get a payment. The first upgrade is just a one-time $10 payment, and that opens up 2 tiers of benefits. So when somebody upgrades, instead of getting just the $5 as a free member would, you also get $2.50 on any second tier. So anybody you refer that refers somebody, you get $2.50 on. So for a one-time $10, it's pretty good. But you also have the opportunity in that program, once you become a paid member, even for that just one-time $10, to get into his passive income plans. And that's what he's been doing previously, and he was doing it at quite a high level. I think the minimum investment was $2,500 in one plan and $5,000 in another. But what he's done is he's cut it down to the bones, and you can get involved in these plans at in $100 increments. $100 is the minimum, but if you want to get involved in them, you've got to be a paid member. One time $10 allows you to get into the first step of his plans, which pays 20% per month, but that includes repayment of your $100, and you get that 20% for a year. So essentially you get 12 payments of $20 for every $100 you invest. So you get $140 back over a year, 40% per annum income, which is pretty good. But if you go to the next level, which is his advocate, I think he calls it, and that is $10 monthly, and you also get into the matrix. Now, the first level of the matrix pays $5, but I've no idea what the other 6 levels of that matrix pay. It's a 3x7 matrix community wide, and it's still in pre-launch at the moment. It's still sorting things out. So if you get into the matrix now, when it gets out of pre-launch and into being properly operated and everything, there's a good chance of getting quite a lot of people in below you. And with that being $10 a month and $5 on level 1, if you get 3 people on level 1, you've got a $5 profit. It's very, very similar to the ShareHope Powerline plan as it is at the moment. As I say, I don't know what the other levels of the matrix are. I've got a query into him now to see if we can get those so that we can calculate what the potential income is. And then the final level is $20. Now, once again, I'm not clear on whether that is monthly. I think it is, but I'm not sure about it. And that is another matrix, and that is 3x12, I think, matrix, which is very powerful if you can fill that 3x12 matrix. As I say, I'm not sure at the moment whether that is $20 per month. I think it is, but I'm not certain of that. or whether it is $20 one time. Now then, if you're in the $10 matrix, that advocate, I think it's called, level, and you want to get into his passive programs, it's still $100 increments, but that doubles your money in 3 months. So you put $100 in, and 90 days later, you get $200 back. If you're an ambassador, which is the top level, then you, for every $100 you put in, you get $300 back in 90 days. So it triples your money in 90 days if you're in the top level. And that is it in a nutshell, but I've got it there. It's pretty much finished. I'll get it out to people tomorrow so that you can have a look at it and decide what you want to do with it. Hopefully I'll get some feedback on the matrix payments for that ambassador level, and also for the advocate level for the other payments, the other 6 levels. Okay, so I did manage to get that pretty much sorted out, but that's about all I got done, and there's 1 or 2 things that I've still got to sort of catch up on anyway from today, my daily routines. But I see we've got a couple more people in. Let me have a look. We've got Ron in from Amsterdam in Holland. We've got Nankip in from Nigeria, Deborah from Southern Alabama, USA, and Peter from the Cameroon. And I noticed we got, I'm not sure whether we mentioned Maureen from London before. I think we did, but we didn't mention Maya, who was in as well from England. Okay. Let's, well, I've got my specs on, do the numbers. Last 24 hours, we had an increase of 427 in the 777 plan to 40,455 people in that plan now. That is 80% of our members are in that 777 plan now. We have an increase of 56 today, which is a lot better than we've been doing, in our registered members to 51,777. I noticed, I think I've had about 2 or 3 people joining today. I don't know where they come from. Most of my new members come from wishing people happy birthday on Facebook. We have an increase of 59 in our active members to 3,746. An increase of 2 in the paid members of the Sharehope plan. You want to get in that before we do the new matrix. You want to get in before Friday, because the matrix won't run again then for a month. And there could be a lot of people that'll get in ahead of you in a month's time. So if you get in now, you're in a prime position. That's if you're not already in it. I know a lot of people are on. 743 now are in as paid members. We have we had an increase in the email verified members in Multiply Visa to 16,027. And we logged in and we got another $2 from the revenue share just for logging in. So the bonus pool there now is $10,787.91. I don't know why we're getting so much from the revenue share there. We never used to get that much. It used to be around about 60, 70 cents. So it's nearly 3 times as much as it used to be. Okay. I think that covers my notes and everything. Have we got any? We got Dusty in from Arizona. Do you have the numbers to how many people have used the Success Blueprint links and joined? No. I haven't set up any tracking at all on those at this moment in time. I don't even know how many members we've got in the Success Blueprint in total. I haven't got a clue. I've been a little bit out of touch with everything most of last week and today. I'll hopefully be getting back on top of things by the end of this week. But no, I don't have any figures for that at the moment. What I would suggest you do is attend the live and bring somebody with you. Just get hold of somebody and say, yeah, I want to watch this live. Will you watch it with me? And we can discuss it after. I'd like a second opinion on it, or whatever, however you do it. It doesn't matter as long as you get somebody there on that live event. What else? Nothing, I don't think. I was just curious. No, it's a good question, Dusty. It's and it is information that would be interesting. I'm not sure it has any real merit across the board, because some people will do well at inviting and some people won't do well at inviting. Some people will need to invite 20 people to get one person interested enough to come on the thing. Some people might have to talk to 50 people, and yet some people will be able to talk to 2 or 3 people and get one on. So whatever the results are, well, they'll be interesting. I don't think they will be of any real significance to individual members. I've been in the home business industry for a long, long time, and probably way back in 1980 or 90, when I was just starting in the business, not 1980, but in the 1980s, it was, I was given the example of looking for pearls in oysters, and it's a good analogy. Now, I don't know whether you know, but basically the oysters that you eat most of the time are not pearl oysters, for one thing. They tend to be in shallow water, and very rarely you get any pearls from those. Not that the deep water oysters are inedible. You can eat them, and you do, but they are rarer to be in restaurants and things like that because they're harder to harvest, being much deeper. But of those deep water oysters, there's probably only 1 in 10,000 that has a pearl in. And of that 1 in 10,000, there's only about 1 in 1,000 that are of gem quality. So you've got to go through an awful lot of oysters to find a decent pearl, that's going to get you anything from maybe $300 to $3,000, depending on the size and the quality and the luster. And finding 3 people that are going to duplicate you is a little bit like that. It's about getting down, gathering all the oysters you can, and putting them into a bucket, if you like, and that bucket is We Share Abundance. And then as you go through them and you open them up, most of them will be saying, oh yeah, well, I only joined because you said it was free and I can get some free cash. Well, yeah, okay, fine. No problem with that. Nobody has any problem with that. Okay. But what you're looking for is the one where you open it up and you've got a pearl. Now, it might not be the best pearl, but at least it's a pearl, and it's somebody is going to get stuck in a little bit. They're maybe not going to make you a millionaire like if you find a real gem quality pearl will, but they'll help you pay the bills and help you move on and get more experience. The good thing about it is you won't need to go through 10,000 like the oysters to get a miserable little pearl that has got no value. If you just go through a lot of people, it certainly won't be 10,000, but you will find 3 pearls of gem quality. And that's what you're doing. You're just going through and sorting out the empty oysters, which, okay, they're going to generate a bit of food for you, but they're not going to make you wealthy. You're just going to go through them and look for the ones that are going to put a bit of cash in your pocket as well as fill your belly. Okay. It's a good analogy. I always thought it was a good analogy, and it is something that you do. You get out there and you just keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and persistence is the path to success. It doesn't matter what obstacles there are, they're only there to strengthen you. They're not there to stop you moving forward. They're there to make you stronger, to help you to change into that bigger person that is worthy of everything that you want in life. And all the obstacles that you face, even though they look big, when you look back on them, when you've conquered them, you'll see them as for what they are. They were only small, really. And it took you a while to clamber and climb over them or do whatever. But now if something of the similar size comes, it's just a case of stepping over it or jumping over it. It's very easy. But like everything else, it takes a bit of practice, but it does take persistence. You've just got to say, okay, I'm just going to keep doing it until I find the pearls. And that's it. And as I say, it'll be interesting when we see the numbers, but it won't be significant because everybody will be different. Some will be good divers, they'll be able to stay down longer and fill up their basket with oysters quicker. Some will only be able to dive down, get one and come back up for a breath. And that's where we are. Anyway, thanks for your your question, Dusty. It allowed me to get on my soapbox. Let me do a screen share. What am I screen sharing? Random.org it'll be, won't it? If I can find it. I've got it set up somewhere. There we go. Right. I've not got my other computer going, so I'm hoping that is going to show for everybody. It doesn't show in the same way for me, but it looks like it's just come up. there. We have 2,934 active elites in the spreadsheet, and random.org is going to pick 2 of them out for us. And all we have to do is click the generate button, and that will get us the first one. Boom. And that is 223. And I'm going to put that in the spreadsheet. 223. And then I'm going to do the same again. When I can find random.org again. Here we go. Generate. And it's 1539. 1539. We can stop sharing that. We can go back here. 1539. Okay. Now we can share the spreadsheet. There we go. And that should come up soon. There we go. I think it's up now. And where's the spreadsheet gone? Here we go. So there we are. 223 is the first one. That's not too far down. We should be able to get there. Past it, it's so close. 223. And there we go. Cash Pro 101. I think I know. I recognize the username. I'm not quite sure who it is, but I think I know who it is. Anyway, let's paste that in there. So he's in the 777 and Poverty Crusher. He's going to get $80. He's not in Share Hope or Easy Team Builder. And then we've got 1539. Wonder why that's not gone up to should have been an $80 like that. Yeah. Then we've got 1539. $1539. And I think that's going to be $80 as well, isn't it? We've got something wrong here. That's why it didn't come up as a dollar thing, because I put them in the wrong place. Okay, we can do it this way. Okay, and that'll be $80. And that will be $80. And those will be dollars. Okay, so there we go. We've got Cash King and Nankiep. I wonder if that's Nankiep that's in our live so often. I don't know. Let me know if it's you, Nankiep, who have been selected for $80 each. And oh no, this is $60. That's just $60, isn't it? Not in the Poverty Crusher. It was because it was, I'd put them in the wrong thing, but that one is an $80. And if the sponsors are also in the spreadsheet here, they'll get a 100% match on that. I think I've got that right now. Definitely that's a 60, and definitely that's an 80, and those match numbers. So I think I'm a winner now. Okay, so we can stop sharing that. I can save it and we can get back to the app, and there we go. And we've got Jiraiya in again as well. Nice to see you. And then we've got a couple of people congratulating the winners, as we all would no doubt love to do, as well as love to be a winner. Is Nanki up in here today? Dustin, Peter, Nankiep. Nankiep Petong, is that you? That got pulled out? I don't know. He's not letting on if it is. Okay. But congratulations anyway. It's just nice if it's somebody that is on the live. So that's it. We're done for today. No more questions. I'll get a lot of work done tomorrow, and we'll see where we are by the end of Tuesday. Okay. God bless you all. Okay. I am live. Yeah, but is it you that won, Nankiep? Are you that username, Nankiep? That's really what we're after. Anyway, it doesn't matter. God bless you all. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for providing us with the ability to make some of these free gifts. Love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be here 7 p.m. I think we were streaming in Facebook, but I've recorded it just in case. And YouTube, and of course here in our link. God bless. See you all tomorrow. And that's it. And when I click this end, I think it kicks you all out. So have a great day today and tomorrow until we meet again. God bless. Hey.